Continuing the video series on menopause, today we'll be talking about hot flashes and night sweats, and then the subsequent videos we'll be talking about one or more symptoms per video, just so that I can fit everything in 15 minutes. So today we're going to be talking about the night sweats. And there are many causes. Science has not really defined what's the mechanism that triggers it, and it can have many triggers. So it could be an LH surge, so a luteinizing hormone surge. It could be a cortisol or adrenaline surge, so stress related. It could also be a blood sugar dip that triggers it. And the lack of estrogen can also do that. And some medicines and other stimulants, some diabetes medicines, some antidepressants can do it. Sugar and alcohol definitely are related to some of those symptoms. So for you to treat it, you have to figure out which one is triggering your night sweat. But as a general rule, it's always good for you to manage your stress and not have all those cortisol spikes every time you get stressed. So you can do that by learning how to self-soothe and self-regulate with meditation. So they say that 15 minutes twice a day of meditation has really helps with these these night sweats and the hot flashes during the day. Pranayama, which are breathing exercises, so anything that works for you, but deep belly breathing, I guess, is the easiest one. Or you could do, like a 4-4-4 or 5-5-5 count. So 5 seconds to inhale, hold for 5 seconds, 5-second exhale, hold 5 seconds at the bottom. You can increase that to 6-7 seconds, whatever. Just do it the way that you're gonna do it. So you can also modulate cortisol with adaptogens, and adaptogens are herbs that will make your cortisol a little bit more stable instead of spiking and going up and down like crazy. So ashwagandha is one, rhodiola, Panax ginseng, and there are other herbs that you can use to modulate your cortisol. So the easiest way for you to do that is just drink ashwagandha tea. Or work with a practitioner so they can give you a dose so that you can take it in the form of a supplement. And then if it's an adrenaline thing, more of an adrenaline rush, and you're in a hurry and everything like that, that causes the release of adrenaline, then you want to work on relaxation techniques, and which is also meditation and breathing. You want to clear out your thoughts. So if you're the kind that ruminates a lot, that could trigger the hot flashes. So you do want to get that looked into and know how to either download your brain to a journal or do other exercises that take your mind out of it, or anything that can help you cope with those ruminating thoughts. And then emotional control, implementing all those self-regulation techniques that I have talked to about in the self-regulation video. Then another thing that you can try is to kind of manipulate your nitric oxide, which is a molecule that makes your blood vessels expand. And when you expand, you can kind of cool down a little bit more rather than when it vasoconstricts and you feel super hot. And then all the blood flushes, rushes to your face or to your chest or wherever you feel your hot flash. So in that you can do by veggies. For example, celery is very high in nitrates that are converted to nitric oxide inside your body. But beet juice in the morning can help you. Some mulberry tea. Mulberry tea is excellent, or you can have the fruit. It's just not very common here in the US. We used to have many trees of mulberry in Brazil. Pitaya, that dragon fruit, is also rich in nitric oxide, that little pink membrane around, right beneath the skin. You have to eat it with that. Then that would help you. You can put it in a smoothie or, do a bowl. Exercise has been shown to help. So 5 days a week has been shown to be most effective because it controls your body weight. So the larger you are, the more tendency for you to have the hot flashes, but it's not necessarily a thing that just overweight people have. Not at all. Skinny people can have hot flashes too. But it helps with just modulating your stress. Exercise does, and so it acts in that manner to help decrease your hot flashes. And so people try to think that they should avoid exercising because it would trigger the hot flashes, but with time you can actually manage it better. You want to decrease the stimulants, the use of stimulants, so alcohol, The studies show that in the night that you have alcohol, your sleep quality is worse and you have more night sweats. So definitely that does something to you. It's probably blood sugar related, cortisol related, and so cutting down on the alcohol, cutting down on the caffeine. So really notice if you are extremely dependent on caffeine. Remember that a woman that comes into menopause, her adrenals are tired from a lifetime of abuse, of a lot of stress. Chronic stress will wear out your adrenals. And so caffeine is not gentle on your adrenals, and it's better if you try something that is a stimulant but is not caffeine. So for example, some maca. Maca is excellent for menopausal women. And so you can try that. And foods that are very spicy, so if it triggers you, very hot drinks, they're not good for you anyway. They give you cancer all up in here. Negative thoughts, anything that stimulates you, and obviously smoking. Less meats, more veggies. So everybody's heard of the meat sweats. You don't need to be in menopause to feel them. So definitely the digestion of a very heavy meal causes you to sweat. So it can trigger you a hot flash. So more frequent meals that are lighter for menopausal women that are struggling with these symptoms can be better. Do you see how it's very individualized? I typically don't like people snacking and eating smaller meals. I like people to have bigger meals that sustain them for 4 or 5 hours. But depending on the case, it's very interesting to keep that blood sugar a little bit more in control, avoiding dips, avoiding bigger meals that will cause you to sweat. So in this case, it is better to have smaller, more frequent meals, at least for the time when you are managing this. And then you want to organize yourself, because when you are flustered, looking for your keys or looking for your checkbook, you can trigger a hot flash. So maybe preparing the day before what you're going to do the next day, or maybe early in the morning, you plan out your day and have time for everything. And if everything that you want to do in that day doesn't fit your schedule, then maybe you were over ambitious and you can cut some stuff off and really make time, really schedule it in, make time for yourself to breathe, to have a cup of tea and to do some meditative work or read the Bible or do something, but really have that self-care moment scheduled in, because that'll help you immensely with your stress. Phyto-rich, protein-balanced snacks. Again, like I said, because of that blood sugar dip. So phytonutrient rich means that it will help you with your detoxifying, with your antioxidants, and then the proteins and fat balance will keep you satiated and not let your blood sugar dip. So avoid all those refined starches, refined carbohydrates, all those sugary things, sugary drinks especially, even juice, because it will raise your blood sugar, your body will respond with insulin, and then you will crash, and then you can trigger your hot flashes right then. So if you are going to drink, you can try to drink white spirits, because the red wine that is typically healthy for you, in this case has been shown in research to be more of a trigger to hot flashes than white spirits. So gin and vodka and stuff like that. And always hydrate when you are drinking the alcohol to help. And you do want to have, so when the hot flash comes, it's important for you to just accept it, rather than being frustrated with it, because you're just putting frustration on top of frustration, right? So it is a time that your body is telling you, chill. So you want to have some room temperature or cool water, ideally not iced, because of all the reasons that I have talked to you before when we talked about Ayurveda. It kills your digestive fire. Your body really works hard to keep everything in here warm, and if you put icy stuff there, it's really not good for you. But cool things are fine. Really take a breath, peel your layers, open a window, and just accept it and ride it. Ride the wave. It'll go. This too shall pass, right? You're not going to stay hot the whole day. And then you can always, throw water, do all the things that you probably already do. But one interesting tip is peppermint or spearmint oil that you can put in the points that you're feeling hot. It instantaneously refreshes you. I do put it directly on my skin, but they always say that you should dilute it first, depending on the oil. There are certain oils you cannot put on your skin because it'll burn. But so dilute it with just a little bit of coconut oil, just to make it smooth enough, and then you can rub it on wherever you're feeling very, very hot, and it'll refresh you. Other things that will really, really help is black cohosh. We'll go into supplements later. So black cohosh and sage leaf. So sage leaf can be taken as a supplement, or you can take it as a tea, and you can use the essential oil. I don't know if it works if you put it on you. It might. I've never used sage oil. It's a big staple in the menopause toolkit, is sage oil, and obviously I'm not a menopause, so I have not used it yet. So I know you can diffuse it. I just don't know if you can put it on your skin. I'll look into that and tell you later. So I think that was all that I wanted to say. And the last thing is that if you're having very, very bad hot flashes, it is important that you can go and seek help to treat them. Put all of these in practice, all these tips that I told you. But if this doesn't work and you really, really need hormone replacement therapy, or if you really, really need to go into a more potent supplement regimen, then do that, because the bad hot flashes have been correlated to poor endothelial function, meaning that your blood vessels are not working well. So that heightens your cardiovascular risk and even your risk for stroke. So we know that women in menopause, they lose that protective effect of estrogen. So up until menopause, men have way, way, way more heart attacks and other cardiovascular events in their life. But then when women reach menopause, women and men have the same risk, because the woman loses that protective effect of estrogen on their cardiovascular system. So getting treatment for that really, really helps. And we will touch on hormonal replacement at the end of this series. So that was what I had for today, hot flashes. Stay cool.